Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to fold a spider. Now this is a traditional model. It does use 2 sheets of paper to make it, so it's not pure origami, but it does look really cool and it makes a great Halloween decoration. So I'm going to be using 2 sheets of kami that are 6 inches. I'm going to use orange, because I think it'll look really good with the black spider as a decoration. We're going to start with just 1 sheet, and we're going to fold the abdomen. Now we'll start with the colored side up. Now we'll valley fold in half along both of the diagonals. So I'll bring the top right corner down to the bottom left corner. Just make sure those corners line up, and then crease it all the way across. And then unfold. Then bring the top left corner down to the bottom right corner. And crease that down. And then unfold. And now turn the paper over. Now we'll valley fold in half along the vertical and the horizontal. Bring this right edge over to lie along the left edge. And then unfold. Now bring the top edge down to lie along the bottom edge. And then unfold. Now we're going to form all these creases at the same time. So we'll take 2 opposite corners and bring them down to one of the other corners. Then as you do that, the 4th corner should fall into place. You're not making any new creases here, so it should all come together smoothly. You should have 2 flaps on the right and 2 flaps on the left. Now this is what's called a preliminary base or a square base. Next we're going to squash fold just 1 flap here. So take 1 flap and fold it over to the left until it's sticking straight up, and then open up the pocket underneath. And as you do that, you're going to spread the layers apart. And now this crease should lie vertically. Once you have that in place, start from the top and crease it down. Just like that. And now turn the model over. We'll do the same thing on this side, so we'll squash fold this 1 flap on the right. Just open that pocket up. Make sure that crease is vertical, and then crease it all down. Now we're going to make a book fold, so we're just going to take 1 flap and fold it from right to left like you're turning the page of a book. And then we're going to squash fold this flap. So just like before, open that pocket up. And then turn the whole model over right to left. Then do a book fold on this side. Just turn 1 page. Then squash fold this flap. Next we're going to make a petal fold here, so we're going to start with some pre-creasing. So with just 1 layer, we'll take this bottom left edge and line it up with the center vertical edge. Just like that. And do the same thing on the right side. Next we're going to open both of those up and turn that into a petal fold. So we're going to take this layer and we're going to lift it up, and it's going to create a new valley fold that runs from this point over to this point where those creases meet the edge. So swing that flap up and reform those creases we just made. Now as you do that, we're going to form new creases that run from this edge up to where this crease meets the edge of the paper. And they should start to form naturally as you push this flap up to the top, just like that. Next we're going to take this point, we're going to tuck it inside. So to do that, just hold these two flaps and open the model up, and you'll notice this start to turn inward. Just swing that point inward. And as you do it, you're going to turn this crease into a mountain fold. And you'll notice that just swung inside there. If you just go for it, it should happen pretty naturally. And now turn the model over right to left. We're going to repeat those steps on this side. So we're going to do the petal folds, start with some pre-creasing. Then unfold those, swing that point up, reform the creases underneath. And then swing that point inside. Just open it up, let it kind of pop through, and close it all back up. Next we're going to book fold, and then book fold again. So you just turn 2 pages, then turn it over right to left, and do 2 book folds. That way it should be symmetrical again, the same amount of flaps on each side. We'll repeat all those steps here. So we're gonna make that petal fold. Then swing it inside. Then turn the whole thing over right to left and do it on this last side. There we are. Next we need to narrow each of these flaps. So we're going to start with this flap on the right. Do this with just 1 layer. We're going to valley fold this in half, so we'll bring this bottom right edge into the center crease, bisecting this point here. Just like that. Do the same thing on the left side. Now turn it over. Repeat those steps here. Just narrow both sides. Now we'll need to book fold twice. Turn it over and book fold twice. Now repeat those steps again, narrow both of these. Then turn it over and repeat those steps one last time. Next we need some inside reverse folds. So we're going to start with this flap on the right. Now we're going to open this flap up, then we're going to swing this point up through the middle of that flap. And as we do that, the bottom half of this crease is going to reverse, so I'll show you what I mean. And you'll fold it just as far as it goes. And you'll see this crease reversing. Then as we close it up, we can swing this flap around. You just kind of roll it around. Then you're going to want to position that so this leg is at about a right angle from this vertical center line. And do the same thing on the left side. There's another inside reverse fold. So we'll open that up and then swing the point through, reversing that crease as we do it. And then we'll close that up, roll it around till we have it where you want it. Now turn the whole thing over and repeat that on this side. So inside reverse fold, close it up, and one more leg. So it should look about like this. Next we need to outside reverse fold each of these legs, which is a little bit more difficult, so I'm going to pre-crease first. This is done to taste, but you'll fold it up about right here. Just about like that. And then unfold and turn that into an outside reverse fold. So we'll open that flap up. We're going to swing this point upward, starting with that crease we just made. Kind of pops through to the other side. Then close it up on that crease, and then the other side of that crease is going to reverse like that. Do the same thing on the left side. Just pre-crease it about there. unfold and turn it into an outside reverse fold. Now, if you're not familiar with outside reverse folds and you're struggling with this part, I do have a full video on outside reverse folds. I'll link to that in the description. It goes a lot slower and teaches it really thoroughly. But now we'll turn this over and outside reverse fold on both of these legs as well. Now we just need to inflate the abdomen. So you'll notice there's a little hole right here where all the legs meet. You'll just need to blow directly into that hole to inflate it. Like that, can inflate it a little more. And then put that to the side. Now we're going to take the next sheet and we're going to use that to fold the head and thorax. This is going to involve a lot of the same steps that we used for the abdomen, but then it'll change at the end. We're going to valley fold in half along both of the diagonals. We're going to be making that preliminary base again. And unfold. Now turn it over, then valley fold in the horizontal and vertical. I'm going to go a lot faster at the beginning here since we've done all these steps before. Now we're going to fold all those at once. So bring those corners down. And now squash fold. Turn it over and squash fold. Then book fold, squash fold. Turn it over, book fold, squash fold. Now we need to make those petal folds again. But this time, we're not going to swing the points inside. We're just going to leave it like this. And then turn it over, do the petal fold again. And book fold, petal fold. turn it over, book fold, and petal fold. Now, we're going to take this point and swing it down, and turn it over and swing that point down, and then open it up. We're going to do 2 book folds, swing this point down and turn it over, 2 book folds, and swing this point down. Now we're going to do 1 book fold and swing this point up. Then turn it over, 1 book fold, sorry. And then swing this point up. And then 2 book folds, swing this point up, turn it over, 2 book folds, swing that point up. Now we need to do 1 more book fold in the front, turn it over, and 1 more book fold there. Whoops, I accidentally did 2. There we are. So now it should look like this. You have these points at the bottom here, and then all these points at the top. So all the long points are up at the top, the short ones are at the bottom. Now the next steps are easier if we rotate it around. So I'm going to rotate the model 180 degrees. Now we're going to inside reverse fold these flaps out. So we'll open that up, take this flap, we'll be reversing this crease here, turn that into a mountain fold. And then we'll close it up. Just like that. Same on the left side. And then turn it over. The same thing on this side. Just fold those flaps out. Now for the next step, we're going to be thinning the body and the legs. So we're going to take this bottom right edge and fold it into this center vertical line. But as we do that, this paper is going to be kind of in the way here. So I'll show you what to do with that when we get there. Just fold that into the center. You can see this paper comes up when we do that. So now we're going to take this edge and bring it up to this edge. And then crease that all the way across. So it should look like this. Now we'll do that on the left side. Just bring that into the center. And then fold that other edge up. Now turn the whole thing over, repeat those steps on this side. Next we need to book fold, then turn it over and book fold, and repeat those steps on this side. Now turn it over, repeat those steps on this last side. Next we're going to outside reverse fold these flaps. So I'm going to pre-crease that. I'm going to fold it about here. Then unfold and turn that into an outside reverse fold. So we'll open that flap up. And swing it over. And close it up. Same thing on the left side. Now we'll turn it over. We're going to fold these flaps up as well. We'll do it at a slightly different angle than we did for the other flaps. Do it about like that. And outside reverse fold it. And same on the left side. Now turn it back over. Now this next part, we're going to take this flap and we're going to make a mountain fold that runs from this point over to this point. So that's going to be tucked inside. Get really close so you can see what I'm doing. Just like that. Then we'll turn it over. Do the same thing with this flap. And turn it back over. Now I like to shape the fangs a little bit. So to do that, just do a little pinch here. And then do that on the other side. Just pinching it like that. Show you what it looks like from the bottom. Now the head and thorax and the abdomen are both complete now. So we're going to take both of those pieces, and if you look in the abdomen, there's that hole that we used to inflate it. We'll just take the other piece and stick it directly into that hole. Then you'll need to push that in further. It can be a little difficult. So you're gonna make sure you hold it securely. And then just gently get that into where you'd like it, about here. And then we're all done. I think the orange and black look really good together like this. Those will make great decorations. Now, if you liked this video, make sure to subscribe. Now, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.